So the Chancellor's package of support announced last week will go a long way to help many during this cost of living crisis. But because a lot of the gains will go to households who don't need it, there will still be many that will require more targeted support. So firstly, what did the Chancellor announce? Well, essentially two cash grants. One is a £400 grant given to every household, and the second one is a further £650 grant given to the poorest households on universal credit. What was good about the announcement? Well, firstly, it was just far more generous than we were expecting. We and many others previously called for targeted assistance for the poorest households, essentially to stop them being hit any harder than the average household. And that is broadly what the Chancellor did by giving £650 to those lowest income households. Now, before this announcement, we estimated that 1.5 million households would see food and energy bills this year greater than their income. But as a result of this cash grant and the additional £400 payment for everybody, we estimate that this figure will fall by 300,000 households. But of course, that leaves 1.2 million households requiring urgent financial support. The question is, why is this generous package not helping them? And the answer is because it's just too indiscriminate. The costly support measure is the £400 grant to every household, where a lot of the gains will go to households who just don't need the support. It would have made more sense to focus that measure on maximising the support to the poorest households. We also need to view these grants in the context of the cut to universal credit that happened last September, which have reduced the incomes of the poorest households by around £1,000 a year. So although the £650 cash grant may sound positive, in reality it's just giving back part of what was taken away previously. So going forward, it's almost certain that the Chancellor will need to provide additional support once that energy price cap increases in October. We've already heard from Ofgem that this might rise by a further £800. So with this on the horizon, we need to start thinking about what we can do now to help those households in the future. Our message for the Chancellor is focus less on energy discounts, as these in reality don't reduce direct debits on energy bills in the here and now. Instead, we should drop this reluctance to raise universal credit, as this is the most efficient system to get money in the hands of those who need it most.